Hello, and welcome to the Ramblers Weekly Briefing. I'm your host, Daphne Wink, and here's what happened in the last week. Last Tuesday, students performed in the annual honors recital. Last Wednesday, the Moreland Gallery opened a new exhibition, Data Mine. The exhibition features pieces by artist Lori Frick and Hassan Elahi and will be open until February 19th. To learn more about the exhibition, you can read the Ramblers Gallery Review. Monday, the city celebrated Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a downtown march to honor King's life and his work in civil rights. You can read the Ramblers report directly from the march here. Professors Kurt Gutta and Carmina Todorova gave a talk on their Unlearn Fear and Hate project last night at UK's Student Center. Pieces from the acclaimed project can be found at the Student Center and around Lexington. That's all for last week. Now here's what's happening on campus this week. Tomorrow afternoon, Dr. Steve Hess will be giving a talk on his research into decentralized state corruption in China's Yunnan province, which should be riveting. The talk will be held in Cowgill 102 and will begin at 12:30. It will last through open hour. Tomorrow evening, artists Lori Frick and Hassan Elahi will be on campus to discuss their work in the previously mentioned Data Mine exhibit. Their talk will be given at 6 p.m. in Carrick Theater to be followed by a reception in the Moreland Gallery. The reception will have food and drinks provided. Also tomorrow evening, the Black Student Alliance and TU Speak Out Poetry Collective will hold an open mic in the Writing Center. If you enjoy spoken word poetry, this is the event for you. The performances will start at 7, so be sure to come out and support the talented members of both organizations. Some deadlines to keep in mind. The final date for student research grants is January 29th, and the final date to submit an application for RA and admission ambassador positions is February 5th. The Theater Guild will be holding auditions for William Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream on February 5th from 5 to 8, and on the 6th from 6 to 8. Grace Notes, the Transylvania Women's a cappella group, is back and looking for members. If you missed the auditions on Tuesday, there will be more auditions on Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. in MFA 202. Please come prepared to perform a pop song of your choice. SGA has released a campus dining survey for students to evaluate the new dining situation. That's all for this week. In national news, the partial shutdown of the federal government has gone on for 33 days, making it the longest federal shutdown in government history. The shutdown has left 800,000 federal workers working without pay and has affected what the Washington Post has called an untold legion of contractors.
That the shutdown could go on for months or even a year or longer. Did you say that? And
I did. I did.
Is that your assessment of where we are?
Absolutely, I said that. I don't think it will, but I am prepared.
Among those affected are farm workers and agribusinesses who are not receiving federal subsidies due to the shutdown. The effects have impacted large portions of the food chain for many, including children who are not receiving fresh produce in school meals. It has also curtailed the Food and Drug Administration's ability to perform health and safety checks at food processing facilities, heightening the risk of an outbreak of foodborne illnesses. Since Kentucky has a large agricultural section, the state has been more hard hit than some other regions of the country. President Trump has changed his position on what would be required to reopen the federal government several times over the course of the shutdown.
As a candidate for president, I promised I would fix this crisis, and I intend to keep that promise one way or the other.
He is currently demanding $5.7 billion to fund his wall, a signature campaign promise. Democrats who control the House of Representatives have passed several bills to reopen the government without wall funding. These bills are similar and often identical to an appropriations bill that passed through both the House and Senate, but that Trump refused to sign. Senator McConnell, as the Senate's majority leader, has refused to bring these funding bills up for a vote in the Senate, where it is widely expected they would pass if they were brought to a vote. Senator McConnell plans to bring to a vote a pair of bills that includes both funding for President Trump's wall and temporary protection from deportation for some young unauthorized immigrants, popularly known as Dreamers. On Tuesday, Senator McConnell and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer announced their intention to bring to a vote 2 bills to reopen the government tomorrow.
If there is a shutdown, I think it would be a tremendously negative mark on the President of the United States. He's the one that has to get people together.
If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.